long time since you guys have played.
Yeah, but probably needed, quite honestly. As I said, coming out of really going into the Washington State game, we had to give it everything we had to get prepared for that game, mentally, physically, and emotionally. We had been in some physical games, we've been in some emotional games, and felt like the break came at a great time for us. We took some time off and came back this week, and I think the guys have been fantastic. Even today, this is our Thursday. I'm sorry, I'm in a different world, but I feel like we're playing Saturday. But for a Thursday practice, I thought our energy was fantastic. I mean, these guys were. I had to tell them to slow down, which is a great place to be. Which means they're energized, they're refreshed, they're in tune to the details of the game plan. And now Thursday night, 6 o'clock, we got to put it all together.
Are you concerned about getting back into the rhythm?
I don't think so. We really competed hard Saturday and Sunday. We went full pads both days to get our juices flowing again, to get competing with one another, goods on goods. And so I think we'll be revved up, ready to go right from the opening kickoff. Because
sometimes guys their bodies get a little confused. It's Thursday night, they're not used to playing on Thursday.
Well, what we did, Jim, again, like I said, in my mind right now, this is Thursday. We started Saturday at our work week, which is a Monday work week, and have gone accordingly. We're treating Thursday night as if it is Saturday night. So hopefully our clocks are right in tune with what we need to do.
Did you see ESPN stats, as people do all those real in-detail stats? Of the 65 power conference teams, you guys have blitzed the least. Would that surprise you, or?
No, we're we've got a really good front seven. That we take pride in our front four and what they can do. We also understand that we've had some youth in the secondary, and we need to take care of those guys to make sure that we're minimizing the big play and defending the pass extremely well. Even though we haven't blitzed as much, our run numbers have been fantastic. Our ability to defend the run have been great. We haven't had to devote an extra defender to the box, which in turn has helped us in our pass coverage.
Is that something that might change as your backline guys get more experience?
It could. You always just try to really play to the strength of your team. Dan, you try to do what's in the best interest of your football team to put them in the best position to be successful. And there's going to be games and/or years when offensively we throw it a lot more than we run it, or vice versa. There's going to be games and years where we blitz a bunch or we don't blitz a bunch. It all depends on who you're playing, what the strength of your team is, and how you put your players in the best position to be successful.
How are things looking for Plattenberg and Soma?
Soma looks very good. I would anticipate Soma contributing Thursday night. To what degree, I don't exactly know yet. Platt, again, is day-to-day. He's made some really good improvement. Again, we have over 48 hours until kickoff, so hopefully, as we said, it's nothing structural. It's just a matter of when you get a quad contusion, working out the tightness, the soreness, the swelling there. So we're going to take him all the way up until game time and see where he's at.
If he doesn't play, how will you guys set up?
Well, pretty simple starting-wise with Leon and Gerald starting at safety. Obviously, we've got some versatility with Matt Lopes that could potentially do both. We have versatility with Sua, who could potentially do both. Again, somewhat of it's going to depend on what Cal does to us. They're a very versatile offense. They can give you 4 wide sets, and then they can get into heavy packages with 8 offensive linemen on the field. So some of that's going to depend on where they lean on their game plan of what defensive unit we put on the field. So we'll play it by ear. We'll start with those guys and see what happens.
I know you said early in the week, and I'm sure it still is, the focus is on Cal, but is there any concern about your kids looking ahead to UCLA?
There shouldn't be. They give me no indication of that.
So obviously a lot of things went really well at Washington State, but it seemed like one of the guys who struggled a little bit was Randall Telford, especially catching the ball. I know he's one of the hardest workers you have and so forth. Did you have any conversations with him to sort of boost his confidence? Or
Randall's a pro playing college football. I mean, I love Randall. He's an unbelievable leader on our football team, not only on the field, but in our community, in our locker room, in the classroom. There's not a whole lot of talks I need to have with him. He comes to work every day with the intention of getting better. You're going to have a couple drops in the weather that we had in Pullman, but Randall is probably the most unsung hero on this offense that we have right now. Our ability to run the football the way we've been running it. The guy has not complained once about maybe not catching a touchdown or this or that. It'll happen for him. Hopefully it's Thursday night. Hopefully he can have an impact in the passing game as well. But he's been a fantastic player for us all year.
Toe has played very well moving out the tackle, but what's going on with Andre Walker? I don't think he played in that game. Is there a
Toe will
reason
beat him
why?
out. You know, we're going to play the best players that give us the best opportunity to be successful, and that's what happened.
Will he rotate? I mean, would you like to rotate him in, though?
I'd like to win the game.
So you had said earlier in the week that if you don't score 35 or more against Cal, then you might be in
Could be
trouble.
hard.
Do you go into a game anticipating it going a certain way, or
Well,
can you not do that because you just kind of never know how?
I
a
think
football game
I think you have to look at the track record. You know, I mean, you assess every game, and you know, a little bit of the aberration was the Washington game for Cal, where they only scored 7 points, but they fumble on the 1-inch line on a quarterback sneak, and Washington returns it 100 yards for a touchdown. So, and there was a couple other plays in there, but every other game these guys have played, they've scored, and it doesn't matter who they've played against, on the road, at home. You know, I can't just not take the information. The information is telling me these guys are going to score some points, and we have to do our job offensively to score our points. To do that, we have to be excellent on third down. We have to be great in the red zone in our execution, which we've been all year. And then we need to capitalize on turnovers. You know, we're +9 on the year right now. I think they're even at 0, so we need to take advantage of maybe creating a couple short fields for ourselves, and then taking care of the football offensively to make them work their way down the field. We can't give an offense like that short fields.
Does that also mean you need to get off to a fast start?
It'd be great to, you know, Jim, and that's always great. I mean, it's always good to come out of the tunnel, you know, and play really good football right off the bat. If it does, perfect. If it doesn't, you know, we'll work our way out of it. We'll make the proper adjustments, and we'll keep going.
You guys blitz the fewest amount.
We already asked that question.
Okay.
I'll see you
Oh,
guys.
sorry.